why your environment is making you diabetic. If you have tried white-knuckling your way to eating better, counting calories, feeling starved all the time, only to see your blood sugars rise, I have good news for you. You are not broken. Your environment is built to make your blood sugars high. And I'm going to tell you several ways that it does and how to reverse it. But you got to stick around. Hi, my name is Cory Jenks, and I'm a pharmacist specially trained in managing blood sugar and obesity. And I've spent over 15 years working with people with diabetes. And I have seen countless people walk into my office, tears in their face, doing their best, trying so hard to improve their blood sugar, only to see their blood sugar stay high despite their best efforts. And I've come to realize this is not a willpower problem. It's an environment problem. Problem number one is our grocery store and general food environment and engineering. We have a food-rich, abundant environment. Foods that are packaged, often combined with sugars, fats, carbs, all put together, are designed to make us overeat. And the majority of the middle of that grocery store is all this hyper-palatable, easy to overconsume food. Think of nature. Yes, we like to demonize carbs, or we like to demonize fats, but how often do we really just get a cup of sugar out and eat a cup of sugar? Now, if we're mixing that into a beverage, that's a whole different story when we're drinking our soda. But also fat. How often do we just eat a stick of butter? Unless you're my 8-year-old son who just likes the taste of butter, right? We don't do that, but we combine them together, it becomes very easy to overeat. Think of all of our easy to overeat foods. Cookies, cakes, pizza, ice cream. These are all carb and fat combos put together, and our food environment is full of them. In fact, they're the most marketed, overprocessed, easy to buy foods out there. And if you think about nature, we really don't see carb and fat combos together except for a few places. Nuts, which in nature are very hard to eat, but when you go to Costco, you can get a giant bag of salted mixed nuts that are just easy to pop and overeat all day long. The other place we see carb and fat together, milk, mammals' milk. And when are we drinking milk? When we're little, trying to gain body fat and get bigger. So in reality, our food environment is designed to make us overeat because they combine these yummy carbs, these yummy fats, they put them together. We have food scientists that are designing foods to make them easy to overeat. So if you overeat a whole bag of chips, which I have done several times in my life, in fact, chip bags are undefeated against me. It's not really your fault per se, but it is your responsibility to improve your food environment. The next reason, convenience culture. It's easy to drive through and pick out something yummy and quick and convenient. It's easy to hit the app on our phone, order some instant food to our door. It's easy to buy a box of or a frozen meal and put it in the microwave or the oven and cook it. We have a very fast, busy culture, and it's not designed to teach us how to cook, to slow down, to cook our own food. And when we have to design a food that is shelf stable for a long time, or if we want to sell a lot of that food over a food company, these convenient foods are often not whole foods. They are these combined foods that I talked about before, our carbs and our fats that are super hedonically easy to overeat. And so when we're quickly eating on the run, supposedly eating something healthy like some mixed nuts, those are not in their normal form. They're easy to overeat. They're salted. They're designed to make you eat more. And so when we're eating these convenient foods, they're often packaged and they're preserved and they're not designed to keep us full longer. So when we do that, we overeat and our blood sugars can go up. What else is in our environment that's making us harder to keep our blood sugar down? We're stressed out all the time and we don't sleep. So stress isn't necessarily a bad thing. And anyone who says that all stress is bad would also say that exercise is bad, because exercise is a stress, but we don't exercise all the time. And in fact, people that over-exercise develop problems because they are in a stress-induced state all the time. But it's interesting that so many people would come into my office who say they're eating better, they are exercising, but their blood sugars are still high in the morning and they couldn't figure out why. And I'd ask, what time do you go to bed? And they'd say, well, I go to bed at midnight and get up at 5. You're not getting enough sleep. And what are you doing before bed? We're either watching TV or scrolling on our phones, and we're getting this constant drip of stress in the form of media. And when we are stressed, we release a hormone called cortisol, which mobilizes sugar, which raises blood sugar. So our environment is designed to keep us stimulated and stressed all the time. So what I would tell clients and patients of mine is we have to go on a news fast or a phone fast or a social media fast, because the lack of sleep and the constant barraging of stress can raise blood sugar. This is something where people who are doing what they think they need to do with their exercise and their diet are still sabotaging their blood sugar, all right? And the reality, the next reason why is when we keep these yummy hedonic foods around at 10 o'clock at night, a stressful day, the kids have been yelling at you, your boss was yelling at you, a random person cut you off in the car and they yell at you too, no one reaches for the kale, right? We reach for the cookies, we reach for the comfort. So at 10 o'clock in your kitchen, if you have a bunch of food around you that is easy to overeat and yummy and not so good for blood sugar, we're probably going to lose that battle every time, because by that time, any willpower you had has been totally eroded. What do we do about it? We have to remove friction. What this means is we have to make the good choices easier and the bad choices harder. So that means when it comes to food, we have to keep whole, satiating foods around us in our kitchen. If we don't want to be eating in our car, in our office, and just snacking all the day, but if we're going to get stressed and we have a trigger that we do that, we got to keep those foods around us. And what kind of foods are better for blood sugar? High protein, high fiber whole foods. Meat, fish, eggs, low fat dairy, regular dairy, even cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, any kind of vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots. These are the kind of foods that, one, will not spike blood sugar and also are really hard to overeat. Have you ever been stressed out and said, man, I need to eat a dozen hard-boiled eggs? It's very hard to do. So we need to reduce the friction to making good choices. Now, this could also mean sneaking our phone away, locking it away. If we do have junk food in the house, we want to put it in an inaccessible spot. Ideally, we're shopping, we don't even bring that in the house. Take this from someone who rarely buys chips, because I know that I will just demolish that bag. Knowing ourselves doesn't make us weak, it makes us stronger to make better choices for blood sugar. Really, it's about designing your food environment, your stress environment, to maximize the chances of your success. It means preparing foods ahead of time. It means meal prepping. And yes, this takes more time and it takes more effort, but it pales in comparison to the time and effort that you're going to have to put in when you deal with the consequences of long-term high blood sugar. So to recap, if you've been trying really hard for better blood sugar and you feel like your willpower's running out and you're white-knuckling through life, it might be that your environment is setting you up to fail. And that is not your fault, because our world is designed to make us overweight and high blood sugar. But you've been educated now, and now you have the responsibility to take care of it. So I'm curious, what's one step or change that you're going to make to improve your blood sugar and your health? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one of them. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to all of our other content when it comes to diabetes remission. We have the Diabetes Remission Roadmap podcast. Subscribe to that. And we're going to put out a new video every Monday for you. So subscribe, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Before I go, I want you to give yourself a break. I want you to forgive yourself. I want you to have some grace for yourself, because too often we don't even realize the environment that we're in is shaping our behavior in a way that's detrimental to our health. And as a pharmacist who's practiced for over 15 years, I've seen it all. I've seen the tears, and I've seen the success when people make the change. You can do it, and we're here to help.